hand, the hand of God is not there. There it is. The more CO2 you produce, the more CO2 you produce, the more carbon you put in the air, the more oil you produce. Nobody told you that. Now you know the truth. The more you release carbon and oxygen in the atmosphere of the air of this planet, look what is the basis of the oil. Amino acid. Look. This planet has never produced so much oil than past 100 years than the man has started burning it. There is no global warming. There's a lot of global mongering and stealing, cutting trees, building the trees of forests which never exist. Because the more carbon and oxygen you put in the air, the more nitrogen in mixture with the hydrogen, the more oil is produced in interaction with the elements which you release in the air, in the seas, to become oil in the deeper end in a few years' time. There is air pollution to do with the moisture and the metals which you release into air due to consumption of the oil. Because when you have oil, these oils have gone through the structure of the physicality of the planet. They have absorbed other entities to themselves, and so they release them in the air, you get the air pollution. Plus the moisture which comes from this guy, production of H2O. So anybody who tells you, now that you understand plasma physics, you're all plasma physicists, the more CO2 you can put in the air, the more oil produced. But the problem now is that we use the plasma. Will we need to put, or would we put any more carbon as a CO2 in the air? I doubt it, because there is no need, and you'll find out as we give a unit to the President of China, 3 units has gone to China, the environmental change for the human race by use of plasma will be drastic. It's taken us over 100 years to slowly adapt to a new composition of CH and a carbon and nitrogen in our environment. Now, with extracting it or not producing it anymore in that rate, our lungs and our blood has to change to adjust to the new changes in the strength of the plasma of the earth. We will face new changes, but because we understand the work of the plasma, we can carry it through. We can explain it easier that we do not see such a horrendous change over past 2 or 10 years. But if you understand this much, you understand another piece of reality too, and that is, if you manipulate the plasma in the right way, and you can create a plasma which is huge bunch of gravitational magnetic fields gathered in one entity, then from the same plasma you can create any material you need. But you have to start in different positions of the plasma. Here on the matter state, you get hydrogen. But here, in the energy level, you get gold. So the same plasma can give you anything depending on what strength of it you go inside. Remember one thing, if you haven't been with us in the Keshe Foundation, we'll explain something very interesting to you. If this is the gravitational magnetic field, the strength of the plasma, the power of the plasma increases by order of magnitude as you go in. Here, for example, let's say it's 10 to the power of 1. Here is 10 to the power of a million. Here, you don't want to count. So the order of magnitude, as you go more to the center of the toilet, increases. Toilet roll, sorry. So you understand how you can have from a single plasma energy which can last for thousands of years. The plasma of a hydrogen has been with us for thousands of years, millions of years, because as it opens up, only the matter state of it constantly stays the same. But it absorbs and it gives. So it has and it will so much energy. If it can give the appearance of a single plasma of hydrogen for millions of years, you can imagine how much energy is in a single plasma of a hydrogen. If you can tap into it and use every single field of it, it can last for you, your grandchildren, your great-great-grandchildren, and on. So it's for man to understand and to start unravel the secret of the plasma, and collectively, because now there are no universities, at this moment of time, there are no professors in real plasma technology as it is. You all now have a degree as professors in plasma, because nobody has ever taught the correct way. So when it's correct and we all learn from the same basic, we are all the same. It's a clean slate for the world of science. For humanity to start all together in one go. We have set the example by the magnet power system. The rest is yours. Let me explain to you one thing, and you have to understand what I explain. Anyone who opposes this technology, your understanding, these are the people who have abused you and they want to carry on with the same abuse. They call you terrorists, they call you anything they like, because with this, they have no more control over you, especially governments. Because now they cannot control anything you do, but there is one ethos with plasma technology. You have to stay correct. Don't forget, your own cells, your own emotion, your own body is made of the same thing. So you're connected to it. You cannot abuse it and you cannot misuse it, because then you abuse yourself and misuse yourself. So the fear of damage should not be, and there is no carrot and no stick, because man now understands you can have whatever you like when you need it, the amount you need it. So what is the use to fight for? What's the reason for somebody to be higher than the other because it can afford a fair coat by killing another animal, or a bigger house made of gold because now you all can make gold? If a sick man in Dubai could make gold while he was sick in a hotel room, so the rest of you. Any questions from the new plasma physicists? Yep. We don't have a microphone. Does it work? You don't know. We have one question here in-house.
Hello, hello.
It works.
Hello, this is Ali. We saying from CO2 we're producing oil. What about ozone layer? We're holding it. Ozone?
Can you can you tell me what is ozone?
Well, as present science, they told us they protecting us from the
No, no, but what is ozone?
is the gas.
Yes, but what kind of gas?
Is is it O3
What is O3?
oxygen and what I know is connecting with nitrogen. If
Can
I'm
you
not wrong.
explain? Can you explain to me what is ozone? This is a very good question, but I'm going to tell you where I'm taking you. Three plasmas of the same thing. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at it a different way. You understand that much. I don't understand that much. I know nothing about physics, but
Do you
let's
want
put it
me,
this way.
Mr. Keshe, do you want me to read the some of the Wikipedia definition of ozone? Would
Yes,
that be
please.
useful?
Why not?
Okay, maybe I can put it on as a screen
Are we going to
share.
accept the old physics or are we going to accept the plasma physics? Then we have to find a way to riddle about it or wriggle about it. What does it say, Wikipedia?
Yeah, let me, maybe if I just do the screen share, it'll be easiest for people here. Let me just get it, there we go.
Very interesting figure, 220. Watch tomorrow. This morning was 480. Nobody's here to get educated. They're all here to steal the energy unit that they can do their nations. Watch the pattern of man's behavior.
Okay, so we've got the Wikipedia here says ozone, um, also called trioxygen, is an inorganic molecule with a chemical formula O3. It's a pale blue gas with a distinctively pungent smell. It goes on to say it breaks down in the lower atmosphere to normal dioxygen, and it also mentions that it's formed from ozone is formed from dioxygen by the action of ultraviolet light and also atmospheric electrical discharges, and is present in low concentrations throughout the Earth's atmosphere, stratosphere, and so on.
Okay, let's understand. To be able to understand this, you have to go back. Can I have my screen back? Okay, let us see what happens. It says in the presence of ultraviolet. So you have to go back. People of the Keshe Foundation in the plasma section, they all know this. There's no problem. But for those who don't understand, what happened? I have a good rubber here. This is the Earth atmosphere, upper atmosphere. This is the planet Earth. Here we have interaction of the fields from the sun. Here we have the interaction of the fields from the Earth. Somewhere in this region, there is a field force interaction between plasmas. And this field force interaction, gravitational magnetical, releases a combination of fields which one of them and most of it is nitrogen. In this bandwidth, huge amount of nitrogen in plasma form, the strength of plasma of a nitrogen in interaction of the rubbing of the gravitational magnetic field of the Earth and gravitational magnetic field of the sun is created. This is thousands of kilometers bandwidth, not just 1 or 2 kilometers. In this rubbing, some fields are slightly lower, end up with carbon, and some fields end up with oxygen. 14, 12, and 16. 16. When the conversion rate of the exchange with nitrogen is high, you produce more of the oxygen level, which is to do because of the rapid rubbing of each other leads to creation of 3 molecules or atomic 3 atoms, which is to this. But then what it tells you, in the presence of ultraviolet, nitrogen has a property that in the vacuum condition, it creates extreme ultraviolet. This is its habit. It does the same thing in the lung of the man. When you breathe, 60% of what you breathe is nitrogen. The reason that it works in your lung, nitrogen releases itself to atomic plasma structure into ultraviolet, which is energy enough to add to a single oxygen and O2, where in the lower level of atmosphere, this one becomes part of the moisture of the water, what we call the atmospheric water, but in the plasma form, not in the matter state of water. And then what happens? The gravitational field forces within the Earth, in the oceans, create the same field and attract this plasma and add to the water of the seas. You got to realize, as much as we take from the universe, from the plasma of the solar system, we add to it. We lose a lot of our material, like vapors and other things, into the atmosphere of the solar system. It's not a one-way traffic. So this never rains in as matter. It comes in as a plasma of the water. And then what you're left with is O2. And then that's how you have ozone. And then go back and you tell me how long Earth has been fighting with global warming. From the beginning of the establishment of this planet, global warming has existed because it's part of the structure of his work. Made very good money for the Dutch people who came up with it, and everybody else bought it. Greenhouse effect. Sorry, Richard, I know you're there. Greenhouse effect was a greenhouse of money making just for the Dutch people who came up with it. It never existed. They have greenhouses. If you go to Holland, everything is, what do you call it, greenhouses. Now they came up with the word and everybody else bought it. Now you're paying for what the universe has been doing freely for millions of years. So now you see how even the essence of life started on this planet. Your own amino acid. Everything is in the atmosphere. Man, creation, life on this planet is made in its gaseous part, not in its matter size. The mother of humanity, life on this earth, is not earth, this is atmosphere. Without the amino acid, without the air, which creates the amino acid, what we call Mr. Cohen, there would have been no physicality to the life of a man on this planet. When the oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, and carbon of the gaseous side interacts with the earth, it leads to creation of different type of life, as I have explained it. So now we understand the plasma. We understand how simply plasmas work together. Now we understand we can take these plasmas as gravitational magnetic field and go anywhere in the universe and still live a life as man. We don't need to carry any more food. One of the biggest restrictions for space agencies like NASA, Russian Space Agency, and the rest is how much food we can carry, that we can time ourselves, that we come back, that we have enough water to drink and enough food for the astronauts or cosmonauts or whatever you call them. Now we know we just need the gravitational magnetic field of it. Then we can chop the bread the way we like. If this is the bread of the plasma, this is for water, and this size is meat. So you cut it the way you want. So now with the new spaceship technology, there is no limit for the time of the man in space. We have no limitation anymore. We have shown it, and we show further and further how now that you have used and are starting using these units from now on, when you get these units at home, do something very special. And that is, when you get the units, don't look at them as a power unit that you're gonna light up or you're gonna do whatever with. When you get the power unit, start understanding the plasma, measure the plasma of, let's say, water, and at the end of this thing, there is a plug. This is something you lot are going to be shocked with, and I kept on telling you. You plug this into the electricity to get a balance. Soon you don't have this, but this plasma unit releases your energy. When you get one of these units at home, do something very, very simple. And you should all be able to do it. Put your system on the wall, and then connect different things to it. This one, pardon? If they are seeing it, the cameras are taking it. Are we sharing a screen? Okay. Now, what I explained, I come more in the middle for you to understand. So you told it all. So you have a machine like this, you plug it in. What you need from here is the plasma of water. You change the combination, you get from here into your machine plasma of, let's say, vitamin C. You decide what this machine is going to give you from now on. This is where the change has come, and you still haven't understood. In the coming weeks, we sell you pieces, you adopt. You adopt, you can have 4 or 5 of these next to each other. One give you water, one give you vitamin C, one give you protein. You can have fish, whatever you like. You just adjust it to what you want. And this is not a power generator to give you electricity. This is what it says, Magra power system. Power in the hand of people where you decide what to come out of it. This is the change that a lot of you have not come to understand what has hit you in the world of science. You change the position of the strength of gravitational or magnetical. You have water, you have ozone, you have nitrogen, whatever you like. This plug here is exactly as is sun. You decide what you want at the end of You want gold, you change the combination of the gravitational magnetical to the level of gold. These machines will just pump out gold for you in tons of kilos every day. We're going to show this. It's not going to show, it's already been done, but it's a matter of getting the first energy units out that the technology cannot be blocked. And now we're out. It's in the hand of enough people. Now you see in the structure. Now we show you the next step. So when you look at this Magrav's unit, it's one long piece of plasma. The beginning you cut somewhere in, the rest of it is connected to the universe. How much do you want to take out of the universe? There is no limit to it. There is no function in fighting for anything anymore. So in the coming weeks, coming days, only thing you're going to see from us is another unit which connects to this, or you add to this, then you have whatever you like. This is not the electricity power unit, it's a plasma power unit. This changes a lot of things. In a coming time, I will release a unit that you can just hold it for a few seconds a day. All the energy you want as a food is absorbed into your body according to what you need. And whatever you don't need will be given back to the system. Look at it, what you've done. What I explained to you, you've already done. Maybe now you can extend the knowledge. As I said, where is the Fabio? Where is the pen? The paint pen. The paint pen. Can you bring it, please? Do you have one? No. No, the paint pen. Yeah, Caroline has it. Caroline has it. Ask Caroline for the blue paint pen, please. The paint pen, which you have, and we show you how to make it. Most of you have seen it on the internet. Is very simple. Ooh, I don't have to worry to get red and blue and black anymore. That's one thing. Good. In a paint pen, you have both gravitational and magnetic field, and you put it on the skin, and you get rid of the pain. Because gravitational connects, magnetical connects. If it needs, it takes. If it doesn't need, it gives. What you do in your body, what you don't need from what you've eaten, because it's matter of state you've eaten, you reject. What you need, you take. Now, with these systems, it's exactly the same. When you connect yourself to a power supply like this, you take from it the spectrum of what you need, and you give to the system what you don't need. Does man need to eat anymore? Is there a need for fighting for food and dumping food? Where you can bring your children in the morning and just let them to touch the system to absorb what they need for a whole day. If you're short of, still there, you can come forever. We convert food into plasma, and then we take the energy of the plasma in our digestion system. Now we have found a way to do it without the digestion. In the coming days, I will show you a system where you can just touch the system. You don't need to do anything. And you're right, when is the last time you've eaten? 10 days ago? 2 years ago? This was the promise of the prophets of God, and we fulfilled it in a simple technology. This is what we said. If you understand, you don't need to fight. One of the main things for me now that the energy units are out is to let the power of the food to be replaced, because food is the most important thing. This is the pen. Most of you, I don't know if you've seen it. Our colleagues in Philippines are mass producing it. Next week you can buy 10,000 of it, not next week, the week after, you can buy 10,000 of it here in Italy. Touch the pain, and the pain doesn't disappear. You transfer through gravitational magnetic field what you learned, what you don't need in your body, it takes from you, and what you need, it gives to you through its magnetical gravitational. Now we go a step further, connecting the same thing into the structure of the plasma of the full spectrum which the system supplies. Your body takes what it needs. In a few weeks' time, when we release the food section of this system, this technology, and then the medical application of it, I want to see how much you will pay for chemotherapy. They will give you the treatment free. They furnish you with any fruit you like, please take off the shelves. Supermarkets and tins will be gift for everyone who wants to walk through them, because people can't afford paying it, but they can afford having a system and feeding themselves. No one will die of hunger anymore. Nobody can unplug you with a 6-month child in America, having no water, no electricity, and they think they're in charge. Now, they're only in charge of their own coffin because they dug it themselves. They pushed it so far. Now, that's exactly what's going to happen. And they fall down the ground like nothing. When we hear these things, we don't react, we just teach. When you teach the knowledge, now thousands of you have learned what to do. By the end of this week, and by the next couple of weeks, hopefully before Christmas, we deliver so many systems into public domain that there is one choice and one choice only: to stop the abuse of human race altogether by the others. Because I told you, I start teaching you and I'm going to give you enough to be shocked to understand what's going on. There is no, even this system sitting here at this moment is releasing huge amount of plasma. You activated it when you plugged it in the ambassadorial meeting in Rome. It's activated, you can't stop it anymore. You have put a kick in the back of a horse which is running. Do you know what a neshador is? Yeah? Worse than that. So now you got to realize what plasma is, how you want to take the energy of the plasma, how you want to balance it, how much you want to use it, and then you understand there is no fear of the plasma technology. The ones who make you afraid of it are the ones that now they've lost control. Because you don't need to go to any government to get a license. There are plenty of wires in your house. Old grandmother's light on the sideboard, nano-coated, connected. You won't have 200 kilowatts, but you have enough that you can do. And nobody can come and say, why you're not using electricity? I don't need electricity anymore. I produce my own. There are small deviations. We have to change the systems in a DC plasma condition, like your heating and the rest. And those are already done. If the tests come right, very quickly, we release it in public. We won't let nobody abuses no one. We don't send people to China to make system and then bury it. Now, we bury it all together in our gardens, in our houses, and we all use it. I show you the new technology in health, which is effective to anyone, anywhere on this planet and beyond. Now that the system is out, I've proven my technology. The problem is yours, how you want not to abuse it. The cat is out of the bag, but you have to be educated in the use of plasma, how to use it, how to manipulate it, how to understand it. And if anybody comes and says, I'm a physicist from CERN, you say, excuse me, this is your degree at toilet roll. Would you like to go to toilet with it? That's all it's worth. Because the physicists today have not understood, and the ones who understood were persecuted to stop that they can abuse. Now it's in open. As I told you many times, when my degree came through the door, I put it on the toilet roll, and my mother said, why? I said, that's all it worth, because I'm not going to do anything with it. Degrees from universities will worth nothing if it doesn't carry the integrity of the man with the knowledge to share and not to abuse. And we see this will change the humanity in the coming time. Will change everything. Now, you have a free energy. By the end of this week, I get killed. You all know how to have free energy. And now that you know it's a plasma transfer, is not electrical transfer, how much energy you want. Banana, cucumber, bread, vitamin C, cancer, reversal. Now, our work is to create a system which can fit into energy of any entity. We made a very nice thing here. You don't see it. If you're on a live stream, you see it. We have two lines, green lines on the floor, you don't see. This is the boundary of me being able to walk. Beyond it, I'm invisible. In it, you can see me. And the other side, I'm invisible too. But my energy and my voice is still the same. Just because you don't see me doesn't mean you don't carry the knowledge. It's the same with plasma. Just because you don't see it, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's you who got to understand if it's beyond you or above you or within the range you want to see it. This boundary is a matter state. So now you decide if you want it to become gold, to become plasma of your whatever you like, vitamin C, or you want to use it to convert it to light and heat. So the change is fundamental, and the beauty of it is now we share with thousands and thousands of people. Millions of people are aware of the change and what's coming, and they are doing it themselves. So anyone who's trapped in the world of abuse, they find out, as they say, the clock is ticking. Because now you all have the freedom. Maybe today, 26th of November 2015, will be remembered by humanity, how you be freed from the shackles of the abuse for energy, for power, but not through your governments, but by yourselves. Because this time is not like your, what they call Egyptian time. A few people understand and know and hide it, and then the technology disappears. We spread the knowledge so deep amongst millions of people that you all can produce it and release yourselves and your nations and your friends from the shackles. And if you can't do, you still pay us. We still work on the money market with it, but we make as many as possible to give to many people that in time needed, nobody needs any money to do. Because, as I said, next week, we invite you, or the week after, we invite you to come to witness the first units to be given to people freely. I am not, what do you call it, Robin Hood. We are realistic people, we understand what we are doing, and we know the society to change has to change from inside out, where everybody becomes equal and there is no abuse by the one who have it.